Welcome to the family with
Doug Sprinthal
and Andy Brandt Bernard.
Hey. And Andy's whole family is here today. They're not in the room, but they're here today. So that's nice.
I think Ethan's going to be popping on in a little bit.
Oh, Ethan's decided to come on. He wants to do the sports. Is that it?
Well, I think once Alex gets here, he's going to come on so she can, once he starts wrecking everything, she can usher him out. Because he will.
Oh, he'll wreck everything. Oh, well, what are you going to do?
What can you do?
It all works out in the end. So it was really weird because I woke up this morning at 4:09, 9 minutes after 4 o'clock.
Giddy up 4:09?
Giddy up 4:09. So I had slept about 6 hours. I thought, well, I suppose that's enough to sleep anyway. But I woke up, turned on the TV, and about 3 minutes later, they announced that Trump had won the presidency. Now, that was...
Well, technically, he still hasn't, right?
Right. They've all called it, though.
But, yeah, everyone's calling it for him.
They've all called it, and so we'll see how that all works out in the end. And he would take over, what is it, June... I hope it's not June 6th again.
No. It's January 6th.
I mean, January 6th.
Yeah, Inauguration Day, though, is... When is Inauguration Day?
Inauguration.
I think it's
day.
the end of January.
January 20th.
Yeah. Oh, it's not. It's the 20th.
Yeah.
Oh, that would make sense.
The 6th is certification or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So what's interesting about that is that some because I started bopping around to different channels this morning because I didn't have to come in for another 2 hours. I'm getting up at 10 after 4. But they're just this. It's the same. Look, understand something, ladies and gentlemen. These major national news agencies are in it for the money. They don't give a rat's ass who the president is, who you are, what you do. It's all about money. Isn't that disgusting?
Well, their job is to sell advertising, and nothing gets eyeballs on media like controversy.
I wouldn't know about that. I'm not a very controversial person. There's no question. But no, I just Catherine and I were watching it a little bit here and there, and then, like I said, I don't know why. I usually wake up a little after 5 o'clock, but this morning it was a little after 4 o'clock, just in time to turn on the TV to see that they had named him. They'd called the race for Trump, and we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, I stayed up. We had a dinner party for my birthday yesterday, and I stayed up till about 11:30, and it was pretty clear that he was going to pull it off. Yeah. I was surprised that he won all the battleground states.
I know that because it didn't look at the beginning like he was going to win any of them. But
but interestingly enough, a lot of the battleground states, the Democrats seem to have done okay, which means Trump was it was out of party. I don't know the right way to put it. More people were pulling for him than just blankly following the whole Republican ticket. I think it looks like Tammy Baldwin's going to hold her seat in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah,
we'll see that those some of those races will go on for a while. I think
they will indeed. So we'll see how the whole thing shakes out. And it's just I got no problem with anybody on all. I still don't hit. You're a Democrat? Yeah, my mother's a big time Democrat. You're a Republican? Oh, my uncle was a big time Republican. I don't have the problem with these teams like everybody else.
Yeah, I am the same way. I've got a lot of Republican friends. Some are pretty far right. In fact, one of them reached out and said, "Hey, Doug, happy birthday yesterday." And said,
oh, you did?
And I said, "Yeah, don't forget to vote on Wednesday." And he just laughed. If you can't have a little fun, it's not worth it.
And I'll give you an example of having a little fun. I never received my ballot. Catherine got hers, but I never got mine. Yep. So I wonder what that was all about. My one vote would have changed everything.
In Minnesota or Florida?
Florida.
You're a Florida
He's a Florida resident.
Florida resident.
Yeah, I don't know that your vote would have made much difference.
It wouldn't have made any difference down there anyway, but it was kind of weird because it was going to be the last time I was going to vote anyway.
Oh, you can't say that. Why wouldn't you vote in another 4 years?
I think once you turn a certain age, you should just step away and let the people that are coming up control the government and their lives. So a guy... maybe it's 80, maybe it's 75, maybe it's 72. I don't know what it is.
We just elected an 80-year-old president.
I know
I know.
And I don't think he has any ideas of stepping aside.
It doesn't seem like it.
That would be one interesting timeline. Donald Trump wins again, and he immediately steps down. He's like, I just wanted to prove a point. Bye.
That would be weird.
That would be extremely
Yeah.
weird. I don't think anyone would see that coming.
Too much money involved. in it.
No,
There's
and he's
way.
got, all the presidents have huge egos. I think,
Oh,
for the most
huge
part.
egos. Yeah, there's no question about it. Yeah, I mean, Catherine and I watched some of it, didn't watch a lot of it. She was still sleeping when I left the house this morning. But, she knows by now what the situation was. I don't have that, whether it would have been Kamala. The one thing and I was really uncomfortable. I don't even like the guy. I think the guy's a horrible human being, but it still made me sad. Both parties blamed it on Tim Walz.
So
Both
tough
of them.
position to be in, I suppose.
Wow.
It's like, once they had Tim Walz, we knew he had it locked up. And I'm like, oh, man.
Mm.
But he does it. Hey, how you doing? How's it going? Oh,
He was a weird pick.
Yeah,
Super weird.
He was. It should have been Shapiro. They would have definitely won Pennsylvania, which would have given him the big win.
Debatably, because Minnesota, it's like you got it.
Yeah, you got it
why
already.
pick a Minnesotan? You're going to win the state.
Oh,
So
you're
I
right.
heard an interesting analysis this morning. I was listening to commie radio on the drive-in,
Commie radio that Tom pays taxes to keep on
Right.
the air.
and one of the reporters was saying that it was educated Republican women that tilted back to Trump. They were basically, because of all the referenda at the state level protecting abortion rights, they went, oh, okay. And Trump said that he would never sign, he would veto any national abortion ban.
Right.
And for a lot of women, that was a big issue. But
It was.
but this person was saying that was probably enough stimulus for them to go, okay, we don't have to worry about this being an issue anymore, and we're
Right.
going to go back to the ways and vote for the Republicans. So I don't know. They'll be analyzing this for years.
It is the biggest swing of all time, isn't it? A surprise election like that.
Well, Dewey defeats Truman was
Yeah.
probably right
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, that was surprising.
The reality is that most elections are pretty narrowly decided.
Yeah.
So
You know,
there's about 300 million people in America that could vote. They're over 18.
Mhm.
They're citizens, and half of them don't vote.
Yep.
So it's decided by, the Democrats get 25.2% of the votes and the Republicans get 24.8. It's not the only time in our lifetime that it's just been a blowout was Reagan.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
One state, and that was
Well,
Minnesota.
DC and Minnesota. are the
Oh, yeah,
only ones.
DC. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, it was DC.
And DC almost always votes for.
I don't think they've
Democrats.
ever not voted
Yeah,
for
They
Democrat.
have never
Probably.
voted for Republicans. Never.
Let's see, the most lopsided elections in history.
And-
That's got to be.
And some of the
number one.
FDR ones, I think, I don't even remember who ran against FDR.
I don't either. No. you're
But
right
after he
about
got in, because usually Americans will stick with a president during times of crisis. So it was
Mhm.
unusual that
Mhm.
Trump got defeated.
that. Yeah.
But you look at Bush post 9/11. Yeah, I mean the country unified behind him, and
Mhm.
he won easily in 04. And that certainly it was the case in FDR. I mean, first he's got the Depression, and then the Depression's finally over. Ah, shit!
Mhm.
What did
World War.
What did the Japanese do?
Yeah,
Hang on.
FDR actually had a higher margin than Reagan,
Did he? Okay.
very
All right.
slightly. Number one and number two are both George Washington with 100% of electors.
Yeah,
Because nobody ran.
Hard to
against
beat
him.
that.
I don't think anybody ran against him.
I
No,
no,
they
I
did
don't
not.
believe so. No one wanted the job. Would you want the job of leader of a brand new country?
Well, if
No,
you
thank
read
you.
early American history, the founding fathers gave it about 40 years. they
Yeah,
didn't
right.
think it was going to survive.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they were
Most
right,
most
actually.
new countries don't.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex is here.
You God, look at Eastern Europe. How many countries have they gone through in just my lifetime?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I have a question for you. What do you guys think of all these leaders, including Muslim leaders, who stepped up and said this is a good thing? I mean, what is that all about? What happened there that the Muslims support Trump?
I haven't heard that. I'm not saying that it didn't
It was
happen,
on
but
the news this
was
morning.
it really?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that. What I do find interesting is that
Andy, fact checker.
recent legal
mean-
immigrants support Trump because they don't want any illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
I heard some guy from India on the radio today. We got here the right way. We don't want. It's the
Well,
worst accent ever.
No, I thought it was really accurate.
Yes, I get
Amazing.
mistaken for being Nepalese a lot.
Nepalese. There you go. What's going on, Alex?
My computer is not working. Like the mouse.
What else is new?
Yeah, that's new and
That's what happens when you buy used Chromebooks.
hey, It's been a faithful computer.
Faithful.
Faithful.
It just
I can't
needs to wake
say-
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna give
for
it
a
a
little
second.
while.
I'm gonna give it a second.
Mhm.
Sorry I'm late. Last night I was planning to pack. I have a bag to give you for Florida,
Mhm.
and I was planning to do it last night, but we went to the Wild game.
Oh, you did go to the game.
Yeah.
Oh,
So did the kids.
well, they did.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we got
God.
home at like 9:50.
Mhm. So
And they
you
had to go
don't
to
have
bed
the
because they
bag.
had school. I do have the bag, but I was planning
Oh.
on packing it last night. But when we got home, I was like, I am so tired, and I fell asleep. And then this morning, everything was happening. I was like, oh yeah, I have to pack our summer clothes to give to Dad. So
So you got it done.
got it done.
There you go.
Got
We're
it
on the
done.
move, no
We are.
question.
But yes, I'm here, and I have a cold,
Oh, you have a cold. I thought your kids had a cold
and I got the cold.
from them.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the same thing or not.
You're doing not daycare, but you're
I'm
a teacher's
here.
aid, right?
I'm a teacher's aid. Yeah,
That's
I'm in
a petri
three.
dish.
I'm in 3 classrooms,
that's-
so I
yeah.
am like,
You're
I'm going
covered.
to come out of this cold and flu
You
season.
probably have polio and mumps too. You just
Probably,
don't know
but
it.
I'm going to be indestructible after this
That's right.
After
cold and
this,
flu season.
Okay.
Nothing will be able to get me down. It's going to be great.
So that's basically what happened when we had Ethan when he turned like 1. We had a cold every month for like 6 months,
Well, like-
and then all of a sudden we just stopped getting colds.
Well, when I was a nanny,
I don't know.
the kids would come home with like the sniffles, and I would be taken out, like laying on the ground.
Yeah.
I think I'm dying, and the kids would be like, have a little bit of a cold, and I would just be dead to the world. And so I'm like, well, it is what it is. I don't know. I don't feel like I had that happen when either of my children were toddlers necessarily, but now I'm exposed to so many freaking germs because I'm in
Yeah.
preschool, 2nd and 3rd, and I helped in 1st grade this week too. So yeah, and like every 1st grader had this just like gross wet cough. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Wow, I look really nice.
You look fine. You look good.
I don't think any of us got a whole lot of sleep last night.
I got a lot of sleep,
Oh yeah.
lots of sleep.
For
Oh,
me,
that's
it wasn't
good.
related to the election. It was just my arm hurt.
What's wrong with your arm?
About every 3 years, my left arm will ache like hell for about 24 hours.
Sure.
It's been happening since I was like 15
Sure.
years old. Can't explain
Okay.
it. I don't know.
Every 3 years,
I don't know. It's probably like some omen. Some planet somewhere got hit by a meteor.
probably.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Probably.
It's a quantum entanglement thing.
Mhm.
I love this. 2 news services. These are 2 news services.
Ugh.
You ready?
Ugh.
2024 election results. Donald Trump was elected president. ... Again. And then the second one, Donald Trump claims victory. I don't think he claimed victory. I
No,
think they
that's-
gave him
Claims
the
victory is a
That's-
normal thing.
Yeah,
to
that's
say.
Actually,
a
he
normal
did.
thing to say.
Before the
Well, yeah, of
before
course.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
been
he did
claiming
get it
victory
all.
for
Yeah.
4 years, right? So
He has.
Yes.
I think it's about 40 years. now,
But
actually.
saying like claimed
Yeah.
victory when someone wins something is
That's
a
a
very
normal-
normal. Yeah.
it's a neutral
Yeah.
deal.
Well, but they're kind of saying he shouldn't
I
be.
think you're taking it that way.
I think so.
It says Donald Trump claims victory.
Yeah, that would be like a normal thing to say about
No, it
anyone
would be
winning.
Donald Trump victorious.
No, claims
Hmm.
victory is like a saying that people say all the time when people win stuff.
Well, that's what I did at our wedding. I just sort of
claimed?
I claim victory.
Victory.
I got this woman to marry me. I don't know how, but it worked.
Tricked her into it.
I tricked her into it. No question. She's looking pretty good, by the way.
Well, that's good.
I would hope so.
I'm
Well, she was.
glad.
Her face was one bruise from the top to the bottom to the side to the side.
Yeah,
know,
it was a little rough.
When the guy tells you that his name is Hackmaster,
Yeah.
it's kind of a clue. You might want to shop around. Sorry, Ralph, if you're listening, I miss you.
Ralphie.
He wasn't Hackmaster until Dad got that Solilith removed. I remember.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then
Called
for
him
some,
the
Dad
And then
just
he
called
called
him
him
the
the
Hackmaster,
Hackmaster.
and Ralph
that's
just
where that came
yep.
from.
And then Ralph just decided that's
so
my
it wasn't
nickname now.
self-inflicted.
No.
That's
No.
that's
No.
even better story.
Yeah, it was like when was that? Like 4 years ago?
Oh, longer.
Oh,
than
it's
that.
longer than
Was it
that.
that long ago?
As long as I've known him, he's called himself that.
Oh, but the Solilith.
Hackmaster.
Remember, you were like chewing on the thing in your,
In your mouth
cheek all the time?
constantly, Yeah.
and then Ralph removed it. When was that?
Years and years.
That was a while ago.
I have a great story about Ralph Basham.
Oh,
so we were
now
in
we're
Vegas, one of those KQ shows, and you guys took everybody out to some steak place. And there's probably 3 tables because there was
Ralphie was there.
yeah, and
I know exactly
my
what
wife
you're
is
talking
sitting
about.
right next to Ralph, and he's like trying to charm Sarah, and she's just batting her eyes at her and just being really quiet. And she finally says, "Hey, Ralph, can I ask you something?" And he goes, "Sure, Sarah, what? When do we get to talk about me?"
Take it home.
Oh my God.
Oh, so that
his
wasn't the
wife
one.
just cracked up.
That wasn't the one where he spilled the wine.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Tommy ordered a very, very expensive
Mhm.
bottle of wine, had her brought to the table. It was a double magnum,
Oh,
Oh boy.
and Ralphie tipped it over.
what is a double magnum? Like 2 liters?
Well, a
It's
magnum
more like
is
4
1.5,
liters.
I think, right? A
So
magnum.
it's
Double
three-
magnum
three
is yes,
bottles,
3
yeah.
liters. You're right.
Double magnum,
That's
3
a-
liters.
I know a lot
It's
about
whole
drinking.
lot of
Andy.
wine.
That would be expensive.
Only thing I know is
Unfortunately.
fifths. I know exactly how much is in a fifth.
I don't know how much is in anything.
Okay, I got to tell
That's
you
a
one
fifth of a
thing.
gallon.
I wasn't going to tell you
Oh,
this, but
okay.
I'm going to tell it on the air just because it did happen. I collected wine for several decades.
You sure did.
Lots of wine and collected all this, and then I got rid of it. I gave it all to charity. And
Those homeless children really need a lot of wine.
yes,
They don't
do.
call it the Smile Network for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. But as we went along in that whole deal, I'm trying to think of how I could put this in a good way.
To not sound ridiculous.
Okay, you have to understand something. I probably back 35, 40 years ago, probably paid a couple $100 for this bottle of wine I'm about to talk about. And I don't know who sent it. You guys didn't send me a picture of a bottle of wine, did you? None of the 3 of you?
No.
Because I still don't know who sent me the picture. A bottle of that wine, and I won't say what wine it is, just sold for $30,000.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, you were
I-
pretty good at that, as I remember.
was back in
you
the day,
actually
yeah.
were a
Yeah.
good enough collector you could make money on it. They never lasted long enough for me to make any money.
just sitting there for the last 14 years, we're just sitting on the shelf because I stopped drinking 14 years ago. So
Yeah, and then they just
Yeah.
a big part of it. But yeah, I could have collected 30 G's, but no, that gave it away. You know what I'm saying?
It's all right.
No, it is good. But I do not think I can go back and claim a $30,000 write-off because I already took the write-off.
Yeah, you
And that was probably about $1,000 or something like that.
might want to check with an actual tax accountant rather than some podcasters and a used car salesman.
Used car salesman, something like that. All right, Alex, what are you doing? Why are you looking at your watch or your phone? I mean,
I don't know.
well, what's the matter with you?
I don't feel good
Oh, you said, well, why are you here then?
because you're leaving tomorrow or
Oh, I
today.
know, but
and-
you shouldn't be here if you're sick.
probably not. But
Well,
okay,
head out.
Maybe
Sarah.
go out and play with Andy's kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Yeah,
Make them both
exactly.
sick.
I'll stay away. Ethan looked at me like, I know you. Please don't talk to me.
I didn't want you talking to him. That's because I was torturing him out there. I love
Oh,
torturing
okay.
that kid. It's wonderful. There's no question about it. All right. So what else? What else is happening?
Your
Anything- any
birthday's
good?
tomorrow.
Yep.
My birthday
2
is
birthdays.
tomorrow.
Ethan's birthday's tomorrow.
New president,
We have a
know.
new president. Yeah, I woke
a
up
big
and I
week.
was like, oh yeah, that.
Yeah, it's basically what I did. I woke up and Googled it.
Googled it,
I was
and I was
like,
like, there it is.
there it is.
I was awake at 4:15 in the morning when they called it. The first place that called it. I was already awake.
I am going to avoid social media
Oh, God,
it's
yeah.
gonna
for the
Oh,
be-
next
yeah.
couple days.
Yeah.
I've already seen one post from a very famous comedian that I think the world of, but he is
Mhm.
nuts over politics.
Oh, it's going to be a very annoying 4 years.
It'd be terrible.
I had a conversation with the kids this morning because they had asked questions about voting and
Right,
we're
right.
blah 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 and yada yada. And I was like, hey, do not mention anything to anybody about anything
No.
involving the president today.
Oh, really?
No. Bring it up to the wrong person. They'll freak out on you. And
Because I was like, I mean, they're at the age where the kids usually don't care or know. But I'm
Right,
like, but
right.
if you tell somebody that dad
Mhm.
voted for this person
Yep.
and then they tell their mom, they might
Oh,
be like,
God.
oh my gosh,
yep.
la la la. And I'm like, people are really weird about it. And it's best to just not even have any sort of opinion. So even if somebody says like, oh, Donald Trump is president, just be like, yep, and walk away, like, or change the subject because
Well,
I don't know.
a good example of what you're talking about is George Clooney, whom I've never liked anyway. He's a very mediocre actor. I mean, he's a handsome devil, but he can't act worth crap. He took time to release a national deal, basically telling women in particular, oh, just go ahead and vote the way you want and just lie to your husband and say you voted for the same guy he did. It's like, why would you tell people to cheat?
Well, it's not cheating.
They'll get on your own husband. It is.
I mean, it's
You're
it's
lying.
dishonesty for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah,
and it's not a healthy relationship if that's what you're
No.
doing.
No.
Plus, your mother, I could never lie to your mother because she'd know by just looking at me if I was lying to her or not.
You are a bad
Mine's
liar.
like that too.
I am not a good liar.
You're a
That's
very bad
absolutely true.
liar.
Like when I say I really like someone, well, they never believe it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
All right. What else? So everybody got up really early. Everybody's tired.
I didn't get up early. I actually woke
Well,
up
you're
late
sick, though.
because I usually get up at 6:15 to work out for an hour, and then shower and get the kids ready for school and out the door and blah blah blah. But I was like, I'm not going to work out in the morning because I don't feel good.
Yeah.
So I slept until like 8.
Wow.
Till 8.
It's awesome.
Teenager. You're like a teenager.
I think
was
the last time I
fantastic.
slept till 8, I was in 10th grade.
It was lovely.
Oh,
Yeah, I fell
sleeping
asleep
till
at
then.
probably 10:30 and woke up at 8.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm well rested.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm not going to read the story, but here's the headline. You ready?
No.
An ambulance ran over a biker.
Okay.
Then they rushed him to the hospital. Then they sent him a huge bill.
Well, it's an ambulance. Ambulances are expensive.
Yeah, but they
Wow.
ran him over. That's the problem. I mean, I don't think that's very nice to you.
Call Michael Bryant.
Get Michael Bryant on the
Got a
horn.
job for you, bud.
You run over him, you take him to the hospital, and then you send him a big bill.
Well, I suppose it depends on the circumstances. Did he just bike right in front of the ambulance?
Yeah, that's
you
the
know?
thing.
I don't know.
You know, if you're just like jaywalking or whatever, biking
J bike.
right in front of an ambulance, then you kind of deserve to get hit with a bill there, to be honest.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. But, they ran into him, so what the hell?
I know, but I mean, sometimes running into stuff is unavoidable. Like when I hit that deer.
Well, a deer's a
couldn't
little
have done
different than a
anything about
kid, but,
It's not a kid. It was an adult.
you said it was a,
You said man.
let me see. Let me
He's a
see what it said.
71-year-old man.
Yeah. So
Oh, it doesn't say. Oh, I just read the headline, so I don't know.
what did the headline say?
I'm trying to find it again.
I found it.
Where that? Oh, an ambulance ran over a biker, rushed him to the hospital, and stuck him with a big. That doesn't say how old he is in that one.
Well, but if it was a child, it would have been like ambulance ran over child.
He's on a bike. He could be a biker.
Okay.
What?
I don't think
Hmm.
you would describe a child riding a bike as a biker.
Why not?
A biker.
Do you guys think that Kamala Harris made a mistake last night by not showing up?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think she anticipated not winning.
Yeah, she never did show up. She had a couple places she was supposed to go, but apparently she never did it.
Huh. Oh, I think she was gonna. There was rumors she was going to be at Howard University, right? Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah, there was like a big bunch of people there for some reason, and yeah, she just never went anywhere.
Well, this isn't Howard University and all black university.
I think.
Well, it's not all black anymore, but
Not
I mean,
anymore.
it is.
Yeah, it was
it's
historically.
historically,
yes,
yeah.
it was an all black university. Yes. So it was.
I
gonna be like a
remember
celebration.
a news clip of a bunch of students at Howard when OJ got off, all applauding, and people were like, "This is terrible."
Oh,
it's like,
boy.
no, they're applauding because Johnny Cochran won,
Yeah.
and they're like
Right.
future lawyers, and
Yeah.
it was
Right.
talk about an unexpected victory.
Yeah.
That was weird. We were watching that Eric and Lyle Menendez,
Mhm.
one of the Monsters, I think it's
Yeah,
called.
Oh yeah. How was
let's see, I'm
that?
trying to remember who told you to watch that.
Yeah, I think it might have been you.
Might have been me.
But I mean that did happen in was it the 8th episode?
Yeah,
What you're kind of talking about. Yeah, it's a pretty good show.
it is. It's
Except
a great story. It's
I'm
a better
getting to
story
hate
than
them.
I thought.
I'm getting to hate them more every episode.
Well, they're freaking nuts.
So if
They
you
are
want to
nuts.
see another, and there's no murder in it, although there is a death, it's equally interesting. There's a documentary or a film they did about a year ago about Milli Vanilli.
Oh yeah,
And, you know,
right.
it's a big joke to everybody now,
Yep.
but when you see the backstory and
Yep.
how they were manipulated, and then the one guy taking his own life, and it's a better story than you would think.
Oh, it is a really good story. yeah.
One of the Milli Vanilli guys killed himself.
Yeah,
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Who was the guy who promoted them again?
he was a German guy.
A German guy. Yeah.
Frank Farian.
Farion.
Yeah, so they were, they
Something.
were fashion models, and they wanted to
Right.
get in the music business, and
Right.
they had they'd go into the studio and they'd do the recording, and then they heard the recording. It's like, wait a minute, we're not on it. And he's like,
Whoops.
yeah, you're not gonna be. And they
You're
just
not gonna be on it.
it's a very interesting show because they faked out most of the music. They showed them getting the Grammy Awards, and when would the heyday of Milli Vanilli? would have
30
been?
years ago.
Late 80s.
Yeah, I
I
was gonna say late 80s,
mid to
early
late
90s.
80s. Yeah.
So
And
35
everybody
years
just
ago.
kind of kissing their ass, and
Mhm.
they're like knew it was fake. And
Right.
the way
Yeah.
they found out, they were doing a live show, and the tape started
Oh no.
misplaying.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah.
Just keep doing that.
Yeah, I think
Blame
it started
on the,
skipping.
blame it on the, blame
yeah.
it on the, blame
Yep.
it on the, blame it on the. It's Blame It on the Rain for those of you that don't know,
Thank you.
Blame it
Thank you very
on the
much.
rain.
which is a great tune
It
actually.
is a great.
But anyway, it's similarly, it's
The lip sync
interesting look
fail was in 1990, it looks
at.
like.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What? Yeah.
they were
who
mid
are the-
performance on Girl You Know It's True when it began skipping.
Girl,
So it started
it's
going,
true.
Girl You Know It's, Girl You Know It's, Girl You Know It's.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's. I would not be able to go back in public after that.
Who actually
laughing.
sang?
That's a good question.
The studio musicians.
Just
In fact,
Just
they
like
interview. I don't
the-
remember his name, but they interview one of the guys that.
Brad
was the
Howell
voice.
and John Davis were the
actual
main
no,
singers.
no.
Like, why couldn't they be?
Because they weren't cute.
Well, because
They
I
weren't
mean, this is
cute
the height of MTV, and Millie.
Yeah.
They were both models and
I wanna say,
striking,
they're very
Yeah.
striking
multicultural people, and
looking men. Yeah.
really good dancers, and that
Yeah.
was, the video was more important than the music. in
Yeah,
those
that's
days.
true. That's true.
Well, imagine being those singers too. It's like, we love your voice, but you're just too ugly. So
I
we're going to
wanna
put these
see-
attractive people here
You're too
and
I
pretend
wanna
that they're
see-
singing.
You're too ugly to be a
Yeah,
star.
it's kind of like, it's a bad situation for everyone involved if you think
Are
about it.
they okay? What were their names that actually sang?
Milli and Vanilli.
No.
No, the singers you mentioned them.
Let's see. Brad Howell and John Davis.
Those are not the two guys.
Those are
on
the real
camera.
singers.
Those are the real singers. Yeah.
I want to see what they look like. See if I agree.
If they've ever should have appeared or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought they were pretty okay. I never was knocked
Yeah,
out by their
Act made a lot of money.
They
I mean,
did.
They were.
I mean, yeah, they're older than
Well, now they're
Milli Vanilli.
And they don't look like fashion models,
And they don't.
can't dance.
Yes.
Other than that, they're just great.
They got it locked right in.
Oh my gosh.
What?
There's like videos of the actual singer singing with one of the guys of
Oh,
Milli
yeah.
Vanilli.
Yeah, one of them overdosed.
Yeah.
Rob.
Yep.
Rob overdosed in 98 in a hotel room.
Of what?
Alcohol and prescription drugs, which probably means barbiturates. Although
Classic.
98, I don't know. When did they stop doing those so much?
Oh,
I
who's
don't know.
peeking around the corner? Who is it peeking?
Opposite of my children. My children run in here, put on a
Right.
microphone. They're like, "Ah!"
It's time to talk.
Tommy, what's going on?
Yeah. I know.
Come
My
on
kids
in.
yesterday that Kostaki was on, so I was like, don't talk. We have somebody that needs to talk. And then Sage like 4 times when Kostaki was on, I was like, I want to talk.
I want to talk.
Wait,
I wanna
just
talk.
wait.
I want to.
Hey, John
do you-
Davis was, I mean, when he was younger,
Yeah.
he had like a kind of Prince look to
It's
him.
probably just like more of a stage presence sort
Yeah.
of thing. It's like,
Yeah,
being able, but I mean, how often do people actually like dance around while also singing? Because that's a pretty rare ability, I
Yeah,
think.
probably
yeah, to be
true.
able to. Were they brothers, Milli Vanilli?
No.
No,
No?
they were
Oh,
just
really?
two.
They looked so similar. Like their eyes look.
The model look, every
Yeah.
model looks the same.
So, he doesn't want to wear headphones.
No.
No.
No. Ethan, where are you? Let's go.
Blame. No, I'm gonna blame it on the rain. Stuck in my
I know
head.
that's total ear candy.
Yes.
He's not coming in, is
He
he?
doesn't want to come on.
No.
That's okay.
I thought he might be shy about it.
Oh, good. I have donuts stuck to my pants from Sage on this chair yesterday.
Oh, it's Sage's donut.
Oh, I saw the donuts out there. I'm like, did Tom dive off the diet?
He sure
I brought
Did
him
ya?
in for everybody else, is what I did. Don't give me that.
Well, I can take them today and I'll bring them into school and they'll get eaten
There
within
you
20
go.
minutes.
On the donuts.
I don't get why people like donuts.
They're
It's
okay-ish.
something that I'm just kind of like,
Donuts?
No, I'm the same way. I've maybe once every 6 months I'll be like, sure, and then it's like that was okay.
like I'll eat the chocolate frosting
Yeah, or like cream-filled donuts. those are
more
good.
than like
Oh god,
eating
I
the
remember
donut.
those.
I
Yep.
don't know.
Mm,
I don't know.
good
I
stuff.
I
I
don't
don't have a
understand
sweet
it.
tooth anymore. I just would not.
I do. I just don't really like donuts. Pastries. I'm not that big on pastries.
I was gonna say I'm not like a cake
Yeah.
person either, but I love like brownies, cookies,
Depends on the cake.
croissants,
Yeah, I don't know.
all that kind of stuff. Absolutely. But
It's not a high enough simple carb to complex carb ratio for me.
cake and donuts,
Just give me a big
I'm okay.
chunk of chocolate.
I make, oh no.
Oh, there she
I'm
goes.
sorry. I make a chocolate olive oil cake that has like a chocolate ganache on it. That's like the only cake because it's basically like a fudgy
Uh-oh.
brownie type situation more than cake.
I
It's very
finally
dense.
saw the headline I've been looking for all morning.
What?
Very, very important. I'll get to it after. I'm going to do two other headlines and then I'll do the headline that I just found.
Okay.
Ann Johnson Stewart wins special election, giving DFL control of Minnesota Senate.
Oh yeah, who won for us?
I don't
We can
know.
look into that.
Klobuchar won.
Klobuchar did win, yes.
Because of
absolutely.
course.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Tree lost to Angie Craig.
I saw that.
We should
too.
have him on again. I thought he
He's
was a
good.
great
Yeah,
guest.
we should.
Did Tad Jude win?
Nope.
Tad Jude.
No?
No,
Nope,
Jude.
he got smoked.
My
Jude.
children have been like, everyone is
Yep.
voting for Tad Jude because they see so
Oh, the
many
signs
yard
are out there,
signs
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
of
signs.
Tad
No, he
Jude.
got
And so they're like, he's going to
41.5%
win.
of the vote.
Yeah, he got 41%.
Oh,
Didn't
really?
do great.
Okay.
Well, he's a Republican in Minnesota. You know, basically never stand a chance no matter where you are.
Yeah. Well, that's like,
Well,
okay. So now,
Trump carried a county that the last time is in northern Minnesota. I think it was might be at Isani. The Republicans, the last Republican to carry it was Calvin Coolidge.
Calvin.
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Okay,
So
now
what-
here's the big announcement.
Oh, and then I have a question.
Because it was obviously big, the election, ladies and gentlemen, new president of the United States, but it's not as big as this news.
Oh boy.
South Metro elections, re-elected in South St. Paul, Jimmy Francis.
Ah, look at that.
Congratulations,
Oh,
Mr. Mayor.
hey.
How long
Mr.
has he
Mayor.
been the mayor?
I
I
mean,
think 100 years.
Long time.
yeah.
I love Jimmy. Jimmy's
He's
a
great.
great guy. We got to get
His
oh,
political goal
uh,
is to
What
become
about,
become the lieutenant governor so he can
Mhm.
go to cocktail parties.
yeah, I know.
But you don't have to do anything. You just go to
No.
cocktail parties. It'd be great.
How about
2016 is when he was first voted in.
Oh wow.
So
20
No, it actually hasn't been
8
that long.
years.
8 years.
No,
What about the Wyzetta guy? Did he win?
Oh,
you know, I don't know.
why can't I remember his name?
I can't even. I never remember
Uh-oh.
anyone's name unless you're a child.
That's
I'm
true.
really good at
I'm the
remembering
same way.
children's names for some reason, but not adults.
They have
Oh,
it in.
Barry Pettit? No, it looks like Andrew Mullen won.
Oh, so Mullen won?
I'm guessing Mullen is a Democrat.
I don't know. I don't know. I got nothing against Mullen or whatever the rest of it, but I was kind of hoping that we could get Barry back in there. Barry's a great guy.
Very.
No question about it.
Okay, so what happens with Tim Walz now?
That's
He
a
just
good
goes back
question.
to being the governor of Minnesota?
We talked about he's got
No.
another 2 years in his term.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I was
then he'll
gonna say, 'cause
disappear
that's-
forever.
Or he could
Huh.
win again. You never know.
In this state,
yeah.
never
Everyone
know.
hates him now because he apparently cost the election.
that's what
How
they
did he cost the election?
Oh, they
People are blaming him for
Yep.
low voter turnout and that sort
Why?
of thing. I don't know.
He's
He's
talking
talking
about
someone
people
to blame.
he's talking about people on the national news. They all blamed it on he should have taken Shapiro. They would have won Pennsylvania. They would have won the election. Yeah, this is Tim Walz's fault.
Sure.
So there you go.
Cool. I truly have been so uninterested in this election in
Well, I
every
understand
possible
that.
way.
I can understand
But
that.
I am mildly enthusiastic about RFK being he's going to be in charge of something.
He is?
boy.
Yeah, he already gave him a job.
They already gave him a job. And I
can't
think I
remember
hope
what
he
it is.
gets rid of food coloring and all
Trump?
sorts of stuff.
Oh, he wants to get rid of all of that.
I know. He's going to
He
make
does.
us
Oh, that would be good.
not have so much crap in our food, which I'm very excited about that happening.
Apparently,
That
yeah,
would
he's
be
going to be
I am-
something about the FDA.
Yeah, something about the
I don't
FDA.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. But I am so sick I try to be
Uh-oh.
Say something.
I try to
Say
be
something.
neutral to my kids about food, like sugar and stuff and whatever. And that, but then like, I mean, Fawn has an hour break and dance every Tuesday, and they go to Holiday
Station store.
and
Okay.
they all just buy a bunch of crap
Of course they do.
and they eat it and whatever. But I am just like, I look at it and I am just like, all of this food is literally crap. And I'm just annoyed with it. How
You've
much
had
crap
enough.
there is.
Yeah, I know.
It's just irritating. So it would be nice to not have so much crap. A little
I
bit
can
of crap
see
is
that.
fine, but it's taking over.
You know what's funny about this? You got, the top story this morning is Jimmy Francis being reelected.
Yay.
Then you got East Metro elections, Arden Hills race. Then you got Ann Johnson Stewart win special election. Then you got DFL Representative Angie Craig cruises to reelection.
Mm.
Then you got former state Senator Kelly Morrison defeats Tad Jude for Minnesota's only open congressional seat.
Poor Jude.
Oh.
There's not one mention of the presidential race in the Star Tribune.
Well, I'm
Like-
sure they are in other articles. They've got to.
Yeah,
have to
that's just the
cover that.
local election.
Yeah. But like I said, I mean, it's Minnesota. We all know exactly what Minnesota did, you know.
It's all true.
Well, that's
No
like the
question
state of
about it.
Minnesota. If you're going to vote anything other than Democrat, there's really no point in voting.
Exactly.
Tom Emmer won the rematch. GOP House Majority Whip Tom Emmer defeats Democrat Gene Hendricks.
Jimi Hendrix.
You don't even know who
Jeannie
that
Hendricks. You got to go with Jeannie Hendricks. I will tell you this, though, Mr. Emmer, even if you're listening, Ms. Hendricks is a lot better looking than you are. Let me just put that out. Does that matter?
I can't spell.
Good to know.
Sorry.
Well, no, I think it's very, very important to be attractive. I know. Okay, I'll move on, you big babies. Representative Ilhan Omar reelected in Minnesota's safely blue 5th district.
No surprise there.
Yeah.
Not at all. Oh, this is too bad. They called it too soon. Twin Cities sorority members, Howard alumni host parties for Harris. Yeah, swing and the miss at the
Yeah.
party.
You never want to.
It's
I
a
mean,
bit
this
outside.
everyone I talked to was like, this election is going to be so close.
Yeah.
And it
I mean,
wasn't.
I did. Yeah, it wasn't as close as everybody thought it was going
No,
to be. It
not
was
even
surprising.
anywhere near
No,
as
not
good.
really.
They thought it was going to be.
Yeah, there
'Cause
was
we
like
ch-
what 20 million fewer people who voted this year.
Is that right?
I thought it was
Or
more people
something
voted
like
this
that.
year.
No, I don't think so.
Are you
No.
talking about across the United States?
I know.
Yeah.
I know multiple people that usually vote and didn't.
I didn't because they didn't send me my ballot.
Let's see.
Backstabbers.
2020. How many voters turned? I guess technically we don't know the turnout yet, right? So
Yeah, I think
probably
it's a
not.
little because they don't know who won the popular vote yet. I don't think.
Yeah, because of
yeah, but it'll be a little bit. But I mean, I wonder. Looks like they might have forecasts here.
You want me to read something while you're looking it up?
Absolutely.
Well, quickly, Dan, when we were at the Wild game last night, he quickly looked up who was winning, and it was like all the West Coast still needed to.
Yeah. Yep.
Polls needed to close because I think he looked at like 8:00 our time or whatever, 8:30 our time, and I was like, well, that whole side of the nation could really make everything crazy, but Trump
Yeah.
was winning when he looked.
Oh, Trump was winning.
Mhm.
Now, somebody told me they called it early for Trump on one of the stations, but I don't. They called it like at 8:30 last night or 9:00
I think
last night.
Fox was the only one that called it before midnight.
Oh, they were the
Huh.
ones.
Yeah, and I think it was later than that, but I'm not sure.
It's later than 9:30.
but it was
10 o'clock.
before midnight.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
interesting to see like Arizona and Nevada were like, and Alaska are all like very purple.
Oh, they're purple. The big
Alaska?
mix.
Yeah.
Huh.
And Michigan. Those are like the 4 purple states. I was surprised for some reason that Nevada, I don't know. I thought
By
they'd be
purple, it just
blue.
means it's red and blue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but I thought
It's a
they'd
bit of
be
each.
blue.
Yeah. Like, really?
Nevada?
Well, you have a lot of workers there, like
Yeah.
union workers and that kind
Yeah.
of deal. Unions still tend to vote pretty liberal, don't they?
I don't
I
know that
believe
they do
so.
anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh my gosh, Jill Stein ran again.
She always runs.
I voted for her. I don't even
Are you
Four
remember.
years
kidding
ago,
me?
if not
For
more.
no, like 10 years ago, maybe whatever it was, more than that.
What
Yeah.
did she run for?
President
Yeah.
for the Green Party.
Oh, that's right. She did. I
Yeah.
forgot. I heard that because there were four candidates.
Yeah, Robert F. Kennedy, although he said, don't vote for me.
Yes,
And
he did.
Yes, I like him. I mean, going through what he went through, I'm very impressed with him.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I
Like
think
he's weird.
Oh, he's super
Well,
weird.
he's a Kennedy. Of
Yes.
course, he's
He's
weird.
super
He's not
weird.
weird in a traditional
No.
Kennedy way. They're more like have a bunch of affairs and drink gin martinis. And
That's
Yeah.
true.
RFK Jr. is more like, let's pick up this bear and we'll dissect it
Yep.
and throw the carcass in Central Park.
Hey,
And
sure.
my brain's been eaten by a worm.
He kind of
Why
did
not?
that, but other than that,
Why not?
all right. We got 2 minutes left. Any closing words?
Well, this is the last show for a while that
Yeah.
you'll be here.
I'll be here, yeah, because I'll be back on Monday. It's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm taking a 4-day weekend.
Is it your birthday tomorrow? Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
I
laugh
hadn't
it up.
heard.
Yeah,
I
laugh it
hadn't
up,
heard.
pal.
Huh?
Laugh it up is all I got to say. All right, that is going to do it. No shows tomorrow, but Andy, this show will be on Friday, correct?
Mhm.
And so will the morning show, and you're going to host the morning show.
Debatable.
Oh, you're not going to do that. I thought you were going to do that.
AJ is gone, so I'm going to be producing it. I don't think I'm going to be hosting and producing at the same
So just
time.
be you and
so-
Tevin.
Yeah.
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 On Friday?
Yep.
Well, I mean, you can do it if you want, but if you don't want, you just blow it off. I don't care.
Well, we told everyone
Well, that's true.
we would.
I think it'd be a pretty good show, actually, the two of
Just you and Tevin
Mm-hmm.
You and Tev.
shooting the breeze. I'd say I could come in, but I can't because I'm substituting in kindergarten. Another classroom for me to get
Mhm,
germs
that's right.
from.
And
Or give them two now.
I will not be at the studio yet because if I were down there, I'd come on with you, but I won't be there yet for another like 4 or 5 hours.
You could
after
call
that.
in.
So
Yeah,
I
there you
could,
go.
I
From the
could
road.
call in.
Just
You want-
zoom from the road.
You want me to zoom from the road? I can do that.
Jude the whole
I don't-
time in the background.
Oh God, absolutely.
ruining the show.
He is a ridiculous dog.
All right,
Sure
Andy,
is.
we'll talk
Okay.
to you on Friday. The rest of us will talk to you on Monday.
Yep.
Thanks a lot.
Toodaloo.